How good is Paul Skenes? How good is he truly? The Pittsburgh Pirates' young star, the first overall pick in his draft year. He was fantastic in his rookie season. He exceeded expectations by a wide margin, and in 133 innings pitched last year, he had 170 strikeouts. They were cautious with his workload. They didn't want to overexert him, but it was evident the minute that he stepped onto a Major League Baseball field, he was a star, and he was a true ace in this rotation. He was the runaway rookie of the year. He finished 19th in MVP voting, 3rd in Cy Young voting, and he started the All-Star game for the National League. The control off the charts, the strikeout stuff, it was evident from the beginning. And truly, nobody could touch him. But he's getting a lot of respect coming into this season. He is expected to be the guy, not only for the Pittsburgh Pirates, but for the major leagues, really. He's expected to be the number one starter in the major leagues, the favorite for the NL Cy Young Award. Is it too much, too fast for Paul Skenes? The short answer to that, I don't think it is. I really don't. But then we elaborate a little bit further. I mean, only 133 innings pitched last year. Is he going to be able to go up to the 170, 180 mark this season? I don't see why not. But he's got a violent throwing motion. He's only expected to throw around 130 innings yet again this season. You know, the Pirates like to be very cautious with their young players. This is not a team that has World Series aspirations. So where does Paul Skenes fall into that mix? Is he going to be given the green light to go 7, 8 innings if he's rolling? Is he going to be pushed to limits that he's never been pushed to before in his major league career? Those are all things that we're hopefully going to get answers to this season. But for him to be the overwhelming favorite for the NL Cy Young Award, according to betting odds, I think that's a little rich for me, and I'm not sure if he's there yet. The talent is unbelievable. I think he's a top 5 pitcher in the game, talent-wise. You could even make a case that he's the top. But is it enough to warrant the amount of respect that he is getting coming into the season? I just don't think it is. I mean, I don't see why he can't exceed what he did last season and be even better, but it's a lot to ask for. Sub-2 ERA, an ERA of 1.96 over 133 innings. I mean, he made a real late push for the Cy Young Award and could have definitely won it had it not been for an amazing bounce-back season out of Chris Sale. He's only 22 years old. Pitchers often take a long time to develop unless you're a generational talent or touted as such, like a Steven Strasburg, like a Clayton Kershaw, like a Justin Verlander who comes in early. So I could see him hitting the ground running yet again, but I just don't know if the workload is going to be big enough for him to warrant being the overwhelming favorite for the Cy Young Award and for him to be touted as the number one pitcher in Major League Baseball despite not having the workload and despite only having basically 3/4 of a season under his belt. I need to see a little bit more of a sample size before I can crown Paul Skenes as the best pitcher in the game. The talent, again, I'm not doubting it, and I might come off as a bit of a hater here, but I just need to see him do this over a full 162 and stay healthy for a full 162 before I could say he's better than. Let's say, Tarek Skubal in the American League, or Chris Sale, who won his first Cy Young last year, or a Zach Wheeler, who's got amazing stuff, who hasn't won a Cy Young, but is consistently a guy who's going to hover around the 200-inning mark at the end of a season. So he was great in spring training, yet again. I mean, the walks were a bit of an issue, 9 walks and 18 innings pitched. But I'm not reading too much into those spring training numbers. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think he is fantastic. And I just want to see him stay healthy because Steven Strasburg was great and relied upon early in his career, but it didn't last too long. Strasburg hasn't pitched in years and will never pitch again, despite only being in his early 30s. So it's a tough pill to swallow for some Nationals fans because that was your number one pick, that was your guy, and it didn't end up working out. I mean, he won you a World Series, but now he's done. He's done. So if we take a look at Steven Strasburg's numbers, I mean, he's 36, okay, so maybe undersold his age there, but he hasn't pitched since 2022. And his last full season was in 2019 when he threw 209 innings, and then after that he pitched 5 innings in 2020, 21 innings in 2021, and 4 2/3 in 2022, and that was the last we saw of Steven Strasburg. So it sucks that it had to play itself out that way. He got his World Series ring, but once he hit the age of 30, that was it. That was it for him. His arm couldn't handle the pressure anymore, and one of the best prospects that we've ever seen, one of the more unbelievable pitchers in the game when he was healthy and at his peak, he was done. He was done. So that was the unfortunate reality for Steven Strasburg, and hopefully it doesn't end that way for Paul Skenes. And I think in order for it to not end that way, they're going to really limit him and monitor his workload until the team is ready to compete, which is why I don't know if he's going to be the number one guy for the Cy Young Award. So I don't know if the smart money is on Paul Skenes, despite his amazing talent. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that, and I will see you all tomorrow on 3 Up, 3 Down.